Tonight on Ramblers Unleashed, how did Jaybone upend the personal lives of the other Ramblers? Hint, what day is today? Why is Baron in such a good mood? If you don't know, I got 2 words for you. Liv Morgan. What happened yesterday to upset Dizzy? What has Max muttering, "That's not cool," under his breath right now? All this and more next on a special Monday edition of Ramblers Unleashed.
This video contains gratuitous use of profanity and uncomfortable pauses to compensate for lack of professionalism and original thought. Viewer discretion advised.
The wrestling podcast that sets all other podcasts apart. Covering news from the world of WWE, AEW, TNA, and more. Your favorite weekly episodic podcast, Ramblers Unleashed, starts now.
Yeah, it starts now on a Monday. What the hell? 1 word, 7 letters, Jaybone. That guy right there.
What?
Yeah. It's
what?
your fault. It's your fault why we're here tonight.
What are you talking about? I had everything to do with nothing but okay.
See that? You see that right there? I can't point. There we go. You see that right there? He is ready to attack because you pulled him out on a Monday night right after Raw is done. You pulled him out on a Monday night to come to the show because you have plans on Tuesday and you can't be here. Boo freaking who, man?
It's called work.
Whatever.
It's called work, and I work late. So.
Max, you buy that?
No, I look at the man. Look at his age. There's no way he works. He might go to the building and clock in, but I guarantee he ain't working.
Yeah, he's
I just hide in the bathroom for like 5 hours, and then I go right next door to the broom closet and duck down in the corner behind the water.
Let me tell you a story from back real quick. I used to work at this manufacturing thing. I used to be first shift, and then I decided to move over to weekend shift. And it was a great move because it was like 3 days, you work 12 hours. But in the summertime, I mean, this manufacturing place was so fucking hot, right? Like the worst ever. There was a printing room that had AC. We would all go take turns and take like 30-minute naps while I work. It's the only time I could positively say I've taken a nap while working. Like we did this 3 days a week, slept for 30 to 45 minutes at times. It was great. Jaybone would have loved it.
I would have fit right in.
Yeah.
I actually stayed awake through a majority of Raw tonight. I think I dozed off a little bit, about a third of the way through, because I remember waking up and going, "Oh shit, what happened?" But I got most of it. So,
Baron, you've got a fan club in here tonight in the chat.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
they're out today. It's a Monday. A Monday. I don't have the fan club on Tuesday, but on Monday, we're out.
It's Amanda Monday.
And Courtney Monday, too. So you
can't do shows on Mondays, fellas.
Those two are going to fight over your affection, Baron. I believe they're going to fight to the death.
Love to everyone out there.
And when that happens, Dizzy's going to lift the rule on Max eating on camera because I'm bringing popcorn for everybody.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Cheese popcorn. Let's go, bro. Let's go. High five.
I don't have it right now. Dizzy hasn't lifted the rule yet.
Doritos for me when I lift that rule.
Doritos? What kind of Doritos, though?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Have you seen the new Sriracha, golden Sriracha ones? I was at the store today, and I saw the golden Sriracha Doritos. I've heard are really good.
I can't
feel like I tried them. I don't remember.
I can't do
the purple bag and Cool Ranch are my go-to.
Yeah, I love Cool Ranch. I've got the nacho cheese in my pantry right now. So
a little spicy.
There is a new flavor of Pringles. I have seen it at the gas station.
Is it the Miller Lite ones?
Yes, I'm dropping it in the chat right now.
Yeah, I want to try those, man.
No,
what? I still want to try those.
I know they just came out with like ketchup and mustard versions.
So this is
barbecue Doritos good too.
This is kind of interesting. It's Pringles, but it's Miller Lite and beer can chicken.
Oh my God! That is such a Wisconsin thing. That's not even freaking fun.
I freaking know. I know.
They keep that shit up in Wisconsin. Don't bring that shit down here to the Midwest.
I got these. I got a massive tube. It's just massive.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm
rule
talking
still
about the
stands.
Pringles. It's a can. It's massive.
Yeah, but the rule still stands, Jaybone. You open those, and I'm taking you out of here.
I'm just gonna. Can I just rub it on my face a little bit and smell it?
That's weird.
Please.
Don't be weird, Jaybone.
So basic, just basic fucking Lay's, like Pringles. What are you doing, J-Bone?
You know what I like to get? I like the baked.
It's just I got French
the baked
onion.
Lay's are so good, dude.
I got French onion dip, and that makes just everything.
Put
better.
your chips away, sir. Nobody wants to see.
Dude, yeah, baked Lay's, and you know what's like right up there is fucking the Cheez-It Grooves.
Yes. Oh my God, those are good, dude.
Cheez-It Grooves are so good.
Those are so damn good. I'm hungry now. Damn it.
I know.
As long as you're not turned on by my massive tube.
No,
I'm
No,
not
you
allowed
have-
to eat on camera
I'm actually
anymore.
not
Stop
hungry
making me
anymore
hungry.
after talking about your massive
yeah,
tube.
right, yeah. Right after you said massive tube, I said, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I
cool.
feel like I don't need to eat for another week.
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock, so put the kids to bed.
Yeah, right.
Screw that. Put them right next to the computer. They need to hear all this stuff.
Well, let's go ahead.
They don't need to hear about the massive tube.
No, they don't need to hear about that, J-Bone. Good God.
I'm
All right,
not the
let's
one
go
talking
ahead.
about it.
Jesus Christ. Let's do our intros, man. First off,
Scaring my wife away.
the man that is higher than a 747 jet airliner, our resident happy guy, and whose catchphrase is and will always be Baron, please.
420.
Yes, sir. And he is the infamous Baron, which we have your Buzzkill moment coming up later on. Sir, how are you this evening?
Good guys. Good. It feels kind of weird doing it right after Raw. I couldn't tell you last time I did it on a Monday, but shit ton to talk about. A lot happened over the weekend. Raw, shit ton. So
yeah, we have a whole
looking
mess
forward to
to
it.
talk about.
My wife just took my massive tube. I mean, my Pringles.
Good
Thank you,
job,
Mrs.
Mr.
J-Bone.
J-Bone. Thank
Good job,
you.
Thank you.
Damn it.
Round of applause for that.
That's a golfer's clap. That deserves a golfer's clap there.
Now what am I supposed to play with? I mean, sorry.
Oh my God. Good God.
I'm sorry.
Baron,
Don't fire me.
we got your you're like this close, bud. Baron, we got your Buzzkill moment coming up later on in the program, sir. Next up, the neighborhood heel, a man with more wrestling knowledge in his pinky finger than Tony Khan could ever muster up with his toy figures, and the only guy that I know that pops bigger for Joel Gertner than any of us. You, Jaybone, can address him as Mr. Magius, but Baron, you and I can call him the mighty Maximus Magius. Golfers clap. Max, how are you, sir?
I was actually doing a lot better until somebody started talking about their massive tube. Listen, he's talking about how kids don't need to hear that. None of us need to hear that.
I think
Even your boy Bill over here doesn't want to hear that.
I think we were all better. Hold on. I think we were all better without having to hear about J-Bone's massive tube.
Actually, I think Styles wants to hear more about it. Listen,
He
you two
does.
can get together after the show and discuss it.
Yeah, right. Max, we're going to go from the desk of Max Magius coming up soon, and it's an interesting topic we've got for you, man. It involves the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. But last but not least, a guy who sits behind his desk and plays with his massive tube. The guy who is our producer. I know why. I don't know why. And we also have to thank his wife, Mrs. Jaybone, for allowing us to, for his time here on this show with all the gazmos and the gizmos and the gadgets and all that bullshit.
She's
Anyway.
gonna get fired. She's gonna
Yeah.
get fired. She opened by Pringles.
You're going to get fired. We got your Jaybone's total nonstop impact coming up here in just a few moments, but it is Jaybone. Golfers clap, sir. How are you, man?
I am great, and if you're see this massive box behind me. All right,
We see it.
I'm process of like redoing the whole background here. So if everything looks a little out of sorts, it's a work in progress. But I'm starting to get the figures set up in their little spots. So I'm trying to clean it up, guys. I'm trying to clean it up, but it takes a while because you have to like open up everything and just, God, takes forever.
You know, if you ever move and a moving company comes to pack up all your shit, they're gonna fucking hate you with all those toys. They're gonna call you a big old nerd.
They are, and then they'll see this right here that I just got in the mail today.
Move your hand.
I can't. I'm holding it. I'm holding
Move that fucking hand of yours.
No, I can't see this. No.
Move that finger of yours.
That's this one? Okay. Moving. I'm moving.
The other two. The other two. Up top. Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Hey, this is a great looking set. And considering they're in TNA right now, this is the only way to get the current look of one of the hottest tag teams right now going in the planet today, the Hardy Boys. So this is the Amazon exclusive.
This doesn't bother me like that other one that he ordered that got him the nickname The Disappointment. All right, for the record.
Well, this one, considering it's a 2-pack, should just like erase the disappointment right there. Considering
no, sorry,
because it's still coming to your house.
The disappointment is too big on that.
And I haven't even mailed it yet. I'm still waiting on it.
Oh, good. Let's hope they forget to mail it.
I hope USPS or whoever delivers it just loses it.
It cost $50 though, guys.
His neighbor's dog ate it. I'm hoping.
I hope so. I hope that the dog ate it and regurgitated it back up and ate it again, then went out the poop chute. Anyway.
Do you know how many of those I find on my doorstep? It's horrible.
That's nice. Nobody cares about your future action figure that's coming anymore. We're over it. We're disappointed by it. What we do care about is I'm talking about these guys over here now. You just hold on.
Mr. Magius, you're the one that keeps bringing the one that shall not be mentioned up.
Hey.
So I'm starting to wonder if maybe you have an obsession.
I didn't pay for it, but I'll light it on fire.
Yep. All right, let's back.
Anyway,
sick.
It's time to introduce the 5th member of the Ramblers Unleashed crew. Ladies and gentlemen, we would not be able to do this show without all of you over here, except maybe you, Punk, because you're on my list and it is coming very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5th member. We'd just be 4 guys talking to each other on camera. Believe me, we don't want to see each other all the time. So thank you for being here to listen to us. Give yourselves a round of applause, please.
You deserve it. Thank you. We love you. You're why we do this. Thank you.
Especially you, Courtney.
Yes, Courtney. We love you too, of course.
We have missed you. Ladies and gentlemen, now we can say last but not least, the man without whom we would have no identity. We'd just be guys talking about wrestling, but here we are the Ramblers, the man who gives us that identity, the man who gives us the stories, the man with the golden voice, my best friend and the host of the show. Give it up for Dizzy.
Thank you. Thank you.
But he doesn't have Pringles.
No.
You don't either.
You know what? I'm going to shove those Pringles where the sun don't shine.
You don't either.
Oh, the right ear. Look at this.
Fuck, damn it.
Oh
Mrs. Jaybone, please come take those away from him.
Please come get your husband's Pringles and take them out.
He can have them back when we're done.
Mrs. Jaybone, please. For the love of God. We have a lot to talk about because there's been so much that has happened over this past week. And, man, lots of names are dropped as far as being released from the WWE, and we have the latest on them. Those names are Carlito, Sarah Logan, also known as Valhalla. She was with the War Raiders as their valet, and officially departed from the WWE as Sarah Logan. But I think the most shocking news is the release of R-Truth. It's kind of heartbreaking, honestly, because
that's not cool.
Totally not cool. No. And R-Truth is still under WWE contract for at least a few more weeks, but that doesn't stop the company from starting to erase him early. They've quietly removed his top-selling Ron Cena t-shirt from the WWE shop, despite it being one of the most popular items in recent weeks. Excuse me. The shirt, it's a parody tribute to John Cena, exploded in popularity following Truth's emotional match with Cena on Saturday night's main event on May 24th. That bout, which many now view as an unofficial send-off, helped push Ron Cena's shirt into top seller territory right before the WWE decided not to renew Truth's deal. According to earlier reports, though, the shirt was among WWE's highest performing merchandise recently, but now, without a word, it's been pulled from the store. Other R-Truth items remain available, but the fans, the one fans actually want and have actually been buying, is gone. And he made he made the social media post on June 1 yesterday.
I tell you what, though,
I'm not done.
Me being the action, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. He officially released that he was gone from the WWE, but technically still with the company until his contract expires. Now, Jaybone, no telling how long his contract is going to last. I mean, it's not going to last much longer. And at first, I really didn't believe it because he's known for trolling us online constantly, posting a bunch of stuff that just doesn't. It's not true. It doesn't make sense. I thought it was fake at first.
He's like one April Fool's joke after another. You know, he shows up at events, he shows up for the wrong thing, and he's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and they're like, Truth, you're not booked. It's not, and he shows up and he thinks it's his city. I love the gimmick. He'd show up and he'd like say like the wrong city. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
He did that in Wisconsin once, and I can't remember which way he did it, but it was either Milwaukee for Green Bay or Green Bay for Milwaukee. But he showed up and he was like, Milwaukee, and everyone in Green Bay was like, boo. I was like, oh shit. I loved it.
But
it's
Max,
hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was the first one, Max, that said I don't believe this is true, and
there were a lot of comments online along those lines, and I got to be honest with you, I have been trolling the WWE page, the Triple H page, the website, WWE.com. I'm trying to see WWE's tribute to him because everybody else has spoken very highly of him. There's been some glowing stuff out there. Even Dominic Mysterio said thank you for the Judgment Day memories and posted the R-Truth Judgment Day shirt. Nothing from the WWE side yet. I mean, yeah, the wrestlers are saying stuff. So either this is wrong, and that's just not right that they're not posting, or this is a big work. And I'm hoping for the second. If not, there's always the other thing, which I just replied to in the chat, so you can show our viewers what else he set up.
I want to, before we get to that though, I want to show you so far, Baron, all the folks that have been released from the WWE, and of course we have R-Truth, Carlito, Braun Strowman, Carmella, which I totally forgot Carmella was gone. She was released, I think, in February. Dakota Kai, the Good Brothers, Cora Jade, and Shayna Baszler. Did that come as a shock to you, Baron, that R-Truth is now released from the WWE? Did you believe it?
No, and I still don't truly believe it. I think Max kind of hit a pretty good point. I mean, we're both probably wrong on this, but it's just hard to believe a week after a main event match with John Cena, Saturday night main event, which obviously wasn't a long match, right?
No.
It could have also been his send-off match. That could have totally been the case in this. But you're not putting someone in the main event of something and then releasing them the following week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, R-Truth doesn't take anybody's spot on the roster. He has his own unique character on the roster. There's not a comedy act like R-Truth really on the the WWE roster.
I mean, Carlito comes close, but nobody could ever be R-Truth.
No, I don't think Carlito's even remotely close to being as funny as R-Truth. R-Truth has like played the part in every single thing he's done for the last 17 years in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
It's not longer.
It's between 15 and 20. It's somewhere about 17.
I mean, one of my favorite moments was he comes out talking about what he's going to do at the upcoming PLE. And King's like, Truth, what are you even talking about? You're not even in this match. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. And then he walks to the back. I mean, coming out for the women's rumble, where's all the guys at? This man plays it so perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I probably find it very hard to believe. I feel like he has a lot more steam in the back. And let's say if he is officially released, which does suck and it is sad.
Well,
there's options for him to go elsewhere. He is a little bit older than most people getting released from WWE.
Yeah.
But I still don't believe it.
I know. Well, I mean, the funny thing is, after a WWE release, once your contract is done, you can literally do anything that you want, which is why he has made it this. And this apparently, Max, I would assume that is the OnlyFans.
That is OnlyFans. However, if you notice, it says right here, welcome to my new Twitter blog.
And feet pics in 30 days and maybe Big Jimmy. Wow.
That can't be real.
But I am considering haters too, Mark Henry.
Yeah, right.
Wait, come on. You can read that and not think that he wrote that himself?
He totally wrote that himself.
Oh, totally. But if you go to like the OnlyFans page and look up Ron Killings, is that legit? Like, I don't go on there, so I don't know.
Well, let's see.
I'm a good boy. I don't do that.
Be careful what you live search on here.
Yes, please, Jiminy Christmas.
It's open browser on the live stream, folks.
So I know
you're really gonna get little Jimmy up here.
I don't.
You guys complained about my massive tube, Jiminy Christmas.
I still don't believe it though. I think Max kind of nailed the point. I feel like.
See, I don't know. I think I don't see it, but a lot of people are talking about it. So I don't know. I have no clue.
Well, it's on Facebook. I don't believe 99.9% of anything is posted on Facebook.
Yep, it's there.
Is it really? Send it to me.
It's there.
Send it to me. Hold on. I got to see this.
I am copying the link.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And before anybody asks, yes, I have an OnlyFans account. I don't post. I go to watch. I haven't been on in a while.
For the love of God. Yeah, this is it. This scene 12 hours ago. Oh my God. That is.
But is it him really? It could be anybody's account, right?
I mean, could be, but read what he wrote. I mean, just feels legit.
Yeah, it does kind of feel legit. I don't know. I mean, he can do whatever he wants now. He's released. He doesn't have to follow, or he doesn't have to abide by any rules or regulations anymore.
Unless this is all part of the work.
Fans, either way, they are not happy because today, June 2nd, the official TKO Twitter account posted a graphic promoting Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Worlds Collide, and Money in the Bank alongside UFC 316. But the comment section turned into a total disaster. The tweet read, and I quote, "A massive week, buckle up, hashtag TKO era at UFC at WWE," and featured a slick event poster with brand logos and dates. But fans immediately hijacked the thread like they did Raw tonight to protest the recent WWE departures of both R-Truth and Carlito. And
now that's cool.
Yeah, replies ranged from furious to outright hostile. One fan flat out wrote, "Go fuck yourself." Another posted a photo of Stephanie Vaquer with the words "fuck you" slapped across the top. Someone else dropped a video clip of Cody Rhodes yelling, "Go fuck yourself," at The Rock, clearly aimed at TKO. And some are even going as far as saying, "Bring back Vince." And I've talked about this.
Yikes.
I talked about this. Do you realize that the dude is in fucking court for sexual assault charges? Do you not know that? Have you not been paying attention to the news? Why in the fuck do we have to constantly hear his fucking name? I'm just so sick of it. No, Vinnie Mac is not coming back. This is business. And in business, choices are made. Some of those won't be popular with others. We are the fans. We do have a voice. I'd say for the most part, Triple H is listened. But when it comes to cutting cost, that's what it all boils down to. R-Truth was getting too much money, and they are making way for new talent, a lot younger talent, and they have to free up some costs somewhere. No matter how you look at it, I'm here to tell you, this is a business, and sometimes business isn't fun. Okay?
It is what it is.
Yeah, but you could have cut 16 fucking Legends contracts that people don't even come around anymore, or come around once a year. And like, there's a lot of people on that roster they could have cut.
Fun. This should be fun, and to cut the guy that made it the most fun just seems silly, especially when you hear the crowd that reacts to him. I mean, I don't know if you guys were paying attention at the start of Raw, but they didn't care that it was Punk and Sammy talking. That's not who they wanted to see.
No. I know. But for fans to say bring back Vince, that just blows
too far.
Blows my fucking mind. I just don't understand the mentality. The hate for Triple H is so much that you want us to bring back Vince fucking McMahon. Come on, dude.
Well, what about Shane McMahon?
Oh, I can watch his footwork a little bit. That'd be cool, though. What? I never understood the stock on Shane.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Jaybone.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think he was kidding. I think he's being fucking dead serious.
No, I'm. No,
I think he's being fucking serious. But yeah, no, we're not. We're not bringing Vince McMahon back, folks. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's just drop that fucking word from the vocabulary, from the sentence, from the situation. No, we're not bringing Vince McMahon back. We don't want Vince McMahon back. We never wanted Vince McMahon back. So, no, we don't want him back. But there's a lot of wrestlers who are pulling for R-Truth, wishing him the best, and that of, I think CM Punk was one. The Miz obviously was one. Just a bunch of superstars rallying together to say their goodbyes. Chelsea Green wrote a tweet, and it was, "You walked so that I could run," which speaks volumes of his character. And I think he's still got a future in this. I think he's still got a career in this business. But it's going to be interesting to see where he will land. And I'm going to throw out some different ideas for you later on in the show. But it's time to go from the desk of Max Magius now, thanks to ringsidenews.com. And Ric Flair's latest tweet was meant to be a heartfelt tribute to his health and his family. Instead, it reignited backlash less than 24 hours after he deleted a controversial post targeting Jim Ross and sharing a mock consent message known as the Woo Compromise. So on June 1st, yesterday, Flair posted 3 photos from his past hospitalization. One of him in a hospital bed, another in a wheelchair, and the other one hitting the treadmill with a sentimental caption. And I quote, "In my Sunday feels, there isn't a minute that goes by where I don't think about how blessed I am. So grateful for my health and my family. I don't take anything for granted." He's had health issues in the past, so his health scares, I'm glad he's doing okay. But fans were not really feeling it with his tweet about Jim Ross still fresh in everyone's mind, one where Flair accused the legendary commentator of being an attention seeker during his serious battle with cancer. Many users slammed Flair for what they call as what they saw as blatant hypocrisy. One fan immediately flipped the script on Flair, quoting, "Quit being an attention seeker, grandpa." Here's what the original tweet said: and I quote, Jim Ross will always be Jim Ross, seeking attention. Focus on your recovery at JR's barbecue. Now, Max, you and I were talking in our chat. Bit insensitive, am I right?
Oh, yeah, and not just a bit. I think that's horribly insensitive. I mean, maybe it's a joke between friends, but I'm sorry, it doesn't feel like one to those of us that sit here and go, oh, Ross is going in for cancer because of cancer? Oh, that sucks. You know, so to see that just, I'm sorry, that seemed shitty to me, and that's why I sent it over to the group in the first place. Yeah. But then if you're going to turn around and do exactly what you called him out for, I'm sorry. This is not Ric Flair's world. I got a lot of respect for what you have done in the wrestling business over the years, but you can't have it both ways. Either let Jim Ross make the post so his fans know what's going on, or don't make the same post. Don't sit there and do exactly what you're calling him out for. That's just not right.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
it's rich coming from Ric Flair calling anybody attention-seeking whore. Like, what? Your entire career was built off of that. Yeah. Talk about like old people just not understanding life anymore, and just always have to be center of attention. Ric Flair is always that way. And it drives me insane.
Ric Flair Ric Flair, as long as he's alive, Ric Flair will always be Ric Flair. And we don't know if that was, like what Max said, if it was a joke between two friends, it's an AB conversation and we're the C. I don't know. I do know that, Max is right. It did come off as a little bit insensitive, and him following his tweet with, the whole "Am I Sunday feels" and I don't take anything for granted. Dude had a fucking heart attack in the middle of the ring in WCW. We saw that. We saw that on TV. So the dude's had issues. He's had his health scare, but Jim Ross had his health scare too. And I don't know. I don't know how to take Flair anymore. Flair has been so up and down with me as of late to figure out what level am I supposed to take him. I don't know, Max. I sometimes I kind of feel like he's the R-Truth of the legends, Like, I don't know how to fucking take him, serious or joking or what.
There are times where I feel like he has forgotten what the wrestling business is. He was complaining about something involving Charlotte a couple years ago. I'm like, you understand how the wrestling business works, right? I mean, you've been in the business long enough. You should know how this works. That's follow the story. Don't be one of those fans that's like, oh, that was wrong. You shouldn't have done that. Come on. Wait the story out. It's worth your weight, I promise. Unless you're watching AEW, then it's probably not worth your weight.
Well, probably not. Probably not. Well, let us know what you thought of Flair's comments to JR. We move on to some AEW news, and we got some good news, finally, for AEW. And that is Mariah May, even though she is still under AEW contract.
What was that?
Fuck. Did you have a gummy before you came on the show?
I did not. No, you said it's good news for AEW, but it's not, because she left and she's WWE bound. No. That's why I laughed.
Okay, rewind. Let's get into some AEW news. And Mariah May, there's good news for Mariah May.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
That she still might be under an AEW contract, but her next move is clear, and she's not about chasing a bigger paycheck. It's always been the goal. During the May 30th episode of Wrestling Observer Radio, Uncle Dave confirmed that May's deal hasn't expired just yet, but her exit is imminent. He also shot down the idea that played any part of her decision to shift toward the WWE. In fact, Uncle Dave believes that AEW could have outbid WWE financially if that's what she wanted. He said, quote, honestly, I think if TK made her an offer today, it'd probably be more than what WWE's offering, but it's not about that for her. She's not going where the money is highest. She's going where she's always wanted to be, end quote. Her AEW run, while short, gave her a platform. She used it strategically, and Meltzer added, quote, she wanted WWE from the beginning, end quote. And you know what, guys? I'm glad she's WWE bound. Though she had a really, really decent run against Toni Storm in AEW. I really think she's going to do very well in the WWE. At least I hope so, Baron. I mean, that's one of my hopes for her, because I do like her. She's a good talent, and I think she's really, really popular. And I really think she's going to flourish in the WWE.
I don't know. We have a Tiffany Stratton over there. I don't know.
That would be good to go for those two to go ahead.
I think we're back in this position here with AEW and WWE where we're just switching off people left and right? AEW gets the people that didn't do well in WWE, then they tend to not do well in AEW. WWE gets people from AEW. There's been a few cases where they've been really good, like Cody Rhodes, but like there's a lot of cases where, like Mikael Black, like him coming back, we're just back in square root one. Rusev, we're back in square root one. The reason why he got released because he wasn't that interesting. Went to AEW, sure the fuck wasn't interesting. Now back at WWE is even less interesting. So I hope we're not on the same exact trend with Mariah May. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. It seems to be a bit of a trend where
it's like a circle. It's a circle. There hasn't been enough improvement character-wise for Black nor Rusev to come back to WWE. Zero. I don't see any difference between character, between body language, anything. Cody Rhodes, different story. Completely different.
And Max, you may disagree with me on this, but wrestlers kind of tend to have shelf lives. And that means, you put your body through so much, and no matter how old or how young you may be, your body has already gone through so much trauma that you're shifting from, let's say, AEW to WWE because A, it's easier, B, it's good money, but C, you don't know how much longer your body is going to be able to keep up. Max, go ahead.
Well, the good news, if you go to AEW, most likely you're going to do a few matches and then we won't see you for the next 6 years. But as much as I hate Hogan, and we know how much I hate Hogan around here, I cannot deny that the man once said something that is absolutely an important thing for every wrestler to learn. The human body only has so many bumps in it before it's done.
Yeah.
Listen, I love watching the Hardys work, but those guys are shorting their careers with all the high impact stuff that they do. Mm-hmm. Bret Hart was great because he did a lot of technical stuff and he was able to keep it where he was able to extend his career. But then Goldberg, of course, screwed that up for everybody. Your body can only take so much damage. At some point, your body's going to tell you, nope, fuck you. Go sit in that chair. I want nothing to do with you. And you're done. There's nothing more you can do. Bouncing back and forth between WWE and AEW is a great way to shorten your career. I mean, I want everyone to be able to keep working. Don't get me wrong. But at some point, Ric Flair, you've got to be like, all right, I think I'm done wrestling.
I think Mick Foley is another good candidate for this conversation, to bring him up, because god dang, he put his body through fucking torture for this business because of us. And
he did, but he's not like Flair going, you know what? I think I'm going to have one more last match.
No, he's not. No, he knows that his time is done, but it just, and I know people are probably gonna disagree with me on that, but that's how I've seen this. I've been watching his business for a long time, the ins and the outs and all that, and watching people go from one company to another and then come back to the WWE and then say, hey, my time is done. I look at Randy Orton, and how much time does Randy have left? You know, I look at the Miz. How much time does Miz have left with his body? You know, and then I look at ladies like fucking Mae Young, and I'm like, good God, you should have been in your recliner years and years and years ago during the Attitude Era. You know, so it just goes to show that Hogan's right. The body doesn't have that. It doesn't have that many bumps to take. It only has so many bumps that it can do before it just finally gives up. Before it finally says, "Okay, I'm done." You know, you gotta give me a.
Coming from the guy that continually goes into the ring and takes bumps. I mean, like, obviously he hasn't been on WWE forever. I mean, fuck that guy. Why do we have to bring that fucker up? He pissing me off just by the notion of his name.
Well, Baron, I'm glad you
bring it to me, baby. Bring it home.
Real quick on the subject of Mae Young. I don't know who all remembers this, but she is the only professional wrestler to compete in documented matches in 9 different decades.
God damn.
That's
her first match was in 1939 and her last match was in 2010.
God,
who's her last match with?
It was on Raw, I think.
I think it was more of an appearance than a match, but yeah, you could call it a match.
Maybe
was it a casket match?
Her last documented
Jesus Christ.
Yes, Baron.
Damn, Baron.
Her last documented wrestling match was 2010, and she faced off with Lay Cool on November 15th of that year.
Baron, that's why I love you, buddy. Fucking why I love you. That's why it's time for your Buzzkill moment, thanks to ringsidenews.com. And we continue our conversation about R-Truth. And though his run in WWE might be done for now, the wrestling world is already thinking about what's his next step. And just hours after the news broke, the WWE opted not to renew R-Truth's contract. Guess who jumped into the conversation? Ricochet. A fan tweeted a list of dream matches for Truth in AEW, naming the likes of Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Hangman Page, MJF, and yes, even Ricochet himself. While most people were still digesting the news, Ricochet responded directly, keeping it short, sharp, and straight from the chest. Quote, "Look, I love Truth. Don't make me retire, unk." End quote. It didn't take too long for fans to react. The line was clearly meant with respect, but also came off like a challenge. Ricochet, who made the jump to AEW, may have just nominated himself as Truth's first stop if the veteran ever walks through that door. Meanwhile, others are already reaching out. TNA's head of talent relations has reached out to him, which we'll dive into for Jaybone's TNA nonstop analysis. But Baron, R-Truth in AEW, you foresee that?
I hope not, but I mean, like, at least it'll bring the show a little creativity and like some maybe comedy. You know, might help out Ricochet or Will Ospreay, who has phenomenal in-ring work choreography. I'm sorry, and has zero character or zero life as a character. So yeah, I think that'd be perfect. Go in there and help them fucking spice up that roster because currently it's a bland fucking circus over there.
But it's also how if he does make the jump to AEW, it's also how he's booked and how TK is going to book him, because let's be honest, we know who's doing the booking at AEW.
Yeah, it probably won't be booked properly, but like I think you know, I think he could help that roster massively.
Hire me.
Or hire Max, you know, like that show needs something, right? I don't feel like there's a comedic relief on the show. If so, please let me know because I might be missing the name.
Yeah, Max Caster.
It's funny you say that. I was just thinking, like, if I want to see him in the ring with anyone, you could do like a wrap off and then do like a one off in the ring.
Yeah,
that's actually, that was exact. Yep. Max Caster. As
Yeah.
much as I don't want to see him go to AEW, that was the first name on my list.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, I think we're going too far. I don't think he's leaving WWE, but I think AEW he could help out that show more than he could TNA personally. They're on a bigger audience. I think there's more chances of entertainment value stuff happening there than maybe TNA. I'm sure I'll get stoned to death on that comment for all the TNA fans out there. I apologize. But I'm Baron and I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys, regardless if you like my opinion or not.
It's okay.
But I do believe he could do okay in AEW. They need a comedic relief. And it could bring some life back to the show for me.
At Scumbag Jordan with 3 N's.
No fear.
So let's talk about TNA. Let's bring up that conversation. Let's move on to some TNA news and Jaybone's professional podcasting opinion. And R-Truth's departure from WWE has truly shocked fans and pro wrestlers alike, but everybody is already thinking about what his next steps are. As we just talked about, it could possibly be AEW with the likes of Ricochet calling him out. But now TNA head of talent relations, Tommy Dreamer, took to Twitter and invited R-Truth to hit him up following his WWE departure, stating that R-Truth steals every scene he's in, and even included a photo of Truth's time in TNA wrestling, saying, quote, he steals every scene he's in at Ron Killings. What's up? Hit me up, end quote. Now, R-Truth used to be a mainstay in TNA TV from 2002 to 2007. He saw a ton of success in the company, including winning the NWA World Heavyweight Championship and more. Naturally, fans want to see him back in TNA wrestling now that he's no longer with WWE. And as a report earlier suggested, despite being a well-respected veteran and having no known backstage issues, R-Truth was informed over the weekend by someone from WWE's talent relations team that his contract would not be renewed. Now, the decision surprised many, including Truth himself. So, Jaybone, you see R-Truth going back home to TNA after his contract's up? What's up?
Honestly, I do. But before I get into that, I do want to give a quick mention. I don't want to do this in all sincerity. I know I've been a knucklehead on the show tonight, but so I got a message from a listener of the show, or a watcher of the show, and also of TNI. Our audience knows him as Dr. Gerbs. And while the show was going on, and I'm sorry I didn't put it in there earlier, but if you refresh the page, you'll see the link in there now. There is a GoFundMe in the description of our video currently, and it's to help out. Give me just a second here. So a deathmatch wrestler, Jeff Cannonball, and he's fighting ALS, and that's a horrible disease. So if you want to help that cause, that link is in the description of the video. He also has because Dr. Gerbs always talks about the beard stuff, and what did he put here? All proceeds from if you buy the Cannonball Cola from MadCatBeardCare.com, all proceeds from that go to the family too. So
it looks like they have $100,000 goal. They've already raised over $69,000.
Yeah,
so 70% there, man, and that's awesome.
So it's doing great. It's doing great, but this is going to be a long road. So if you want to, if you can help, if anything, if you can't help financially, just share the link in your socials. Stuff like that goes a long way, because you never know who it's going to hit out there. So, okay. And thank you for letting me speak on this just for a second. So yeah, R-Truth, man. From a guy that within the last few years took the time with my TNI crew, and we went through episode by episode of all the Asylum episodes of NWA TNA. And let me tell you, if you have if you ever have some time and you just want to watch some goofy ass stuff from wrestling history and some of the most phenomenal wrestling, honestly, because it was one of those like one of the most unpredictable things in the planet. And well, let me tell you, a very young artist formerly known as KK Quick showed up and very quickly won the hearts of that audience and became NWA World Champion. Not once, but twice. So would I like to see him go back to TNA? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to become world champion again? No, but it would take a little pressure off of like Santino to constantly be the the comedy relief, in a sense. He could do rap stuff. Elijah could do rock stuff. They could do a duet in the ring, because R-Truth, I heard, just put out a country song, kind of like Jelly Roll does, where it's like part rock, part rap. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff he can do besides wrestle. I mean, seriously. So,
yeah. I mean, he's an acclaimed rapper, acclaimed musician too. So, I don't see this ending for R-Truth, and I definitely would like to see him go back home to TNA, because I think that would be so nostalgic for TNA fans to relive K Quick there, and no, he doesn't have to win a title. He doesn't have to do that. He could put the younger talent over. He could just go there and be a comic relief if that's how they want to book him.
He could fill that Joe Hendry role really well.
Yeah, that, and also, well, yeah, I can see. Considering Joe Hendry is actually going to be leaving within the next year. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff he could do, and he could also join one of the more popular and growing in popularity groups in TNA, and that would be Money, First Class. So I think he'd be perfect in there alongside KC Navarro and AJ Francis.
Max, say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I love this man right here. I don't care what he thinks about Joe Hendry anymore. And let me tell you why. Because I believe, and that's all that matters.
I believe too.
Is he pointing in my direction?
He's pointing at your direction, yes, sir.
I thought he was pointing at me because I thought the other guy was going to win.
Wow.
Okay. But he did. I mean, Trick is the TNA champion. So.
Yeah, I know.
No, I made a hee hee ha ha moment there a few minutes ago when we talked about stuff.
Well, the last thing that we have here is, guys, Money in the Bank coming up on Saturday, and we are not only going to predict it, we're going to review it right after Money in the Bank goes off the air. We will be here on youtube.com/Ramblers Unleashed, and we're going to review the whole PLE. Not very many matches, honestly. There's only 4 on the card, which is crazy to think. But by the way, if you like what we're doing here on this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the likes button, the like button. That tells YouTube that you like what we're doing, and it suggests our videos to more people. And we would certainly appreciate it if you did consider hitting the subscribe button if you do like what we're doing here. But guys, let's do some predictions, which, by the way, SummerSlam, it's coming. And if you want to roll with one Rambler for your predictions, whatever Rambler has better predictions, you could get yourself some free merchandise. And I'm also going to let you record something for it to be played on an intro. That would be kind of cool, right? Hear your voice on our channel. That'd be kind of neat, I think. I think that would be pretty dope. So whatever Rambler you choose. You can choose me, you can choose Max, you can choose Baron. I don't know why you choose Jaybone, but you can choose Jaybone. And whoever's predictions you like the best,
It's
and
because I have a massive following.
put it away. Shut up.
Sorry.
You could win yourself some Ramblers Unleashed merchandise. Okay, Money in the Bank live, Los Angeles from the Intuit Dome on Saturday, and this is, like I said, this is a short. Well, not a short PLE. It's just a short card for a PLE. So let's go with my best friend Max Magius, and let's get his predictions real quick. Since, sir, I know you usually take down our predictions. I'm going to let you go first.
I've already got the whole thing prepped because I thought ahead. And I had all my pre-show stuff done well before the show started.
Look at you. I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
All right, let's go with the first match that I've got here, and that is Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade and El Grande Americano. Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship match contract. Max, who do you got?
I love Seth. Don't get me wrong, but I hate the fact that they are pushing for him to win this. Seth is winning the Money in the Bank.
Okay. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Becker in the Money in the Bank match for a women's championship match contract match. Who do you got?
Before I pick on this, I want to point out to you that half of this match just got called up from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
This match is what new blood in the WWE is all about.
Yep.
And I love it. Then you have the fact that Alexa hasn't been in a title picture in a while. Naomi should probably be kept as far away from a title picture as possible. And you have Mommy in this. And I don't think they're going with Mommy this time. I want to see Alexa do this, but I think it's either going to be Roxanne or Stephanie McCare. And I'm going to go with Roxanne.
Okay. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul in a tag team match. Max, who do you got?
Oh, I think everybody just beats the shit out of Paul for 20 minutes. I'm going with Cody and Jay.
Right. And finally, Lyra Valkyria, the women's Intercontinental Champion, versus Becky Lynch. This is a last chance match for the title. If Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title for as long as Valkyria is champion. But if Valkyria loses, she is forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. Max, tough one.
Which is what you're all going to be doing after SummerSlam. You're going to be lifting my hand as the winner of the picks, and whoever picked me will be getting their hand raised along with me. I really think Lyra's retaining on this. I'm probably wrong on this one, but I think it's going to be Lyra.
Okay. All right. I go with that. Let's go with the Baron next. And we kick it off with Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men's championship contract. Who do you got, man?
I want to agree with Max on this one. I think they're setting this up for Seth Rollins. So here's two things real quick. On Chad Gable, I feel, it's Chad Gable, folks. I hate to be the bearer back.
It's Chad Gable. Yeah,
I feel like they're going to.
Chad Gable's up the street on Saturday.
Oh, maybe I'm getting it mixed up then. How
dare you get mixed up, man?
Clearly.
So this is not my choice. I'm choosing Seth Rollins in this match, but I want you to hear me out.
Yep.
El Grande Americano. When is AAA?
One my time, two yours.
Yeah.
On Saturday, same day as Money in the Bank?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my opinion changes a little bit. I'm still going with Seth Rollins, but I felt like there could be a chance that he won that Money in the Bank, and he did something with that with AAA to spice it up over there. But I don't think that might be way too far-fetched and just creativity flowing at this point. But, man, they're really pushing the hell out of this whole El Grande Americano thing. I'm not for it. But something's going to happen in this match where, again, Max, my choice is Seth Rollins, but I feel as if that he may win this match. Give me bonus points if I get that.
There is absolutely zero evidence that this is Chad Gable. For all I know, you could be El Grande Americano.
Oh,
yeah. I just finished up my match today. Hopped on the express jet and came right here for a podcast.
I can't wait until somebody pulls that stupid mask off and we finally see that.
I do not understand it. I know what they're going for, but it's fucking stupid.
I mean, look, we know it's not Grandpa because when the referee was checking him tonight, he would have broken a hip. We know it's not Dizzy or I because we have a little too much going on in the middle. That just leaves you.
Baron.
And you know what?
What are you going to do?
I know that people can set up things on their camera where behind them shows something other than where they really are. For all I know, you set a picture up and you're sitting in the hotel room making it look like you're at home.
God damn it. All right, fucking Max Benson, SVU, Special Victims Unit over here. Fuck.
All right.
You heard it here first. The Baron is El Grande Americano.
Supposedly, it's not true until
we'll find out soon, folks.
Allegedly.
All right, Baron. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley versus Julia versus Naomi versus Stephanie Vaquer in a Money in the Bank ladder match for a women's championship contract. Who you got, buddy?
It's between Roxanne and Stephanie. It's a tough pick on that one. It's really a 50-50 toss-up. And they really have pushed all these women from the NXT roster. I'm going with Stephanie on this match. I think I push her to the limit. Push her to the stars at this point. I think she can do it.
Okay. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul tag team match. Who do you got, buddy?
I got a big fat nap whenever this match hits.
Wow. No yeet.
Yikes.
I feel like the bad guys have to get a win on this throwaway show. I think I'm going to go with John Cena and Logan Paul. Okay. They don't tend to win too often. And I think Jay and Cody's,
See, and I would have gone with Cena because, he's on his retirement tour, but then you have Logan Paul in there, and I just can't pick him to win.
I don't want to pick Logan Paul either, but I for the sake of running up my scoreboard, I want to go with that one.
And the championship's not on the line, so I don't know. I don't see that happening, but that'll be with my picks. Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch, last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Now, Baron, if Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Valkyria is champion. But if Valkyria loses, she's forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have much interest in this match, honestly. I'm going to go with Becky on this match. I just don't see her not being able to go after the title anymore. There's two scenarios here. The opening match is a women's ladder match, and we go on later in the show, and somebody cashes in, so Becky has that chance to compete, right? Yeah, I'm going to go with Becky on this one.
Okay. That might change my picks a little bit. Let's go with you, Jaybone.
Real quick, I just want to let everybody know that after changing things up on us, Jaybone automatically gets 0 points on this card.
yeah. Why we're here tonight, Jaybone, you get 0 points. But you can still predict.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so real quick.
You can still predict, but your points don't matter.
But it's all going to be invalid. Okay, so this is why can't I donate? You guys deserve it. Well, what if I start a OnlyFans?
No, not an OnlyFans.
We don't want to have to give money back to our viewers. We want to receive money, Jay.
Oh, all right. Well, then what about what if we start a Patreon and then do like a little extra content here and there for our lovely audience? Because that'd be about the only, because we're miles away from monetization.
Oh, you're talking about ECW reviews. I'm okay with this.
Oh boy. You know, we could probably dig up those old ECW review shows and put those on the Patreon. And
I love you, Baron.
Oh my God, we could do that. That's a good idea.
And I've actually been itching to do some like extra content. I just been trying to figure out how to do it, and because I kind of retired, Smash This podcast.
Yeah.
So if I do it anywhere and where it's going to go to a good cause, I'd like to do
Smash
it on
This Patreon.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And then,
and I'm sitting on the entire archive of all of our old shows, so we could put those up on Patreon too. That would be kind of neat, right?
That means we'd have months before Baron would have to worry about recording a new ECW review.
Yeah, we could put them up. We could put them up like on the day that they were released on pay-per-view. We can put them up then.
You know what I would love to do at one point in juncture?
And that you review all the the WWE ECW episodes. Absolutely, dude. Let's do it. Oh no! Fuck!
You lost me at ECW.
Crickets?
No, it's like whenever we have a massive pay-per-view, or any pay-per-view, honestly, like Money in a Bank, we go back and choose 1 year of the show and review it, and that could be a Patreon,
like a classic Money in the
Bank,
Bank,
a classic throwback review, because like that shit is interesting. I mean, like, you know, I'm sure the chat or viewership wouldn't give a shit, but like it would be fun for us to do.
I used to do that on Smash with like classic TNA stuff. Like if there was like a current Slammiversary, I would just pick a random one from the past and throw it in a hat and be like, okay, I'm going to do this one, and then do it. Yeah. That's a great idea.
That's a fantastic idea.
It's the type of idea that we usually talk about in the production meeting before or after the show, not during the show when we're about to do picks.
And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Andreves Gaming, thank you so much for not only saying that we deserve a donation. We certainly do appreciate that, but thank you for subscribing to the channel. We certainly do appreciate that. Golfers clap for you, sir. And Baron, you forgot the golfers clap.
I did a clap somewhere.
Okay.
My feet were clapping.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Jaybone, it is time for your predictions, sir. We move on. Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano. Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship match. Jaybone, who you got?
CM Punk. Ah, shit, he didn't win tonight. Okay, Seth Rollins. My bad.
Okay.
I was really hoping for CM Punk to win tonight instead of that dastardly masked man.
Chad Gable? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Listen, we should be happy for our friend. Yes, he's under a mask, but Baron winning that match and getting into the Money in the Bank is amazing. Everyone congratulate our friend.
Baron, I didn't know you had a contract with the WWE. Man.
All right. The only way I'm going to believe it is if he lifts up his shirt and has the exact same abs as Chad Gable.
I'm over your shit today.
Not OnlyFans.
This is OnlyFans and Patreon. Now you just want me to flash you right here on the show? Jaybone, what has gotten into you? This massive tube that you have spoke of all night long has really gotten into your, you know what?
I'm hungry for chips. You're eating into my snack time. Let's go. Let's keep going.
You wanted this time. Damn, you wanted this time.
I want chips. I'm not gonna lie myself.
I mean,
it will not be that. It will not be that basic ass Pringles original.
I've got a bag of chips calling my name. They're Doritos. I'm ready to get some. So
all right.
We move on to Jaybone's second prediction for Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia Naomi versus Stephanie Becerra in the Money in the Bank ladder match for the women's championship match. Jaybone, who you got?
You guys are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna say Naomi.
More than we already do, yeah.
We love you, Jaybone.
Jaybone.
But we actually hate you. But we actually hate you now after that.
Well, because
you
everyone's
just can't help yourself, can you? First you buy that stupid action figure and disappoint us there. Now you're picking. Oh, I'm done. I'm a professional, but I can't work under these conditions.
Because I like the evolution of Naomi's character. You know, she had the black hair and then she had the razor blades in the hair. Now she's got the blood red hair and she's covered in caution tape. Like, caution, I'm a bad guy or bad girl, you know.
Max, let him pick who he picks because his points are not going to matter anyway. Let's go with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Jaybone.
CM Punk. No, damn it, he's not in that one either. All right.
Punk, that's your pick. That's what I'm putting down.
Yeet.
All right, you go with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso.
Yes.
Final match here: Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Valkyria is champion. But if Lyra loses, she'll be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman.
This is probably in all reality, this is probably going to be the best actual like wrestling match on, because the rest of it's just going to be a big train wreck with, you know, ladders breaking and shit all over the place.
And no Jeff Hardy. What's up with that?
Well, yeah, exactly. He's going to be watching from the rafters like Sting Crow. Anyways, No, I'm going to go with Becky Lynch. I like the heel turn, and I think what she's doing with Lyra Valkyria is actually really good. Really good. It's the feud itself is giving Lyra a push. Whether Lyra wins or not, I think it's still a big push for her, and then Lyra can move on to bigger things. So we'll see.
So, Dizzy, just to recap his picks. I got him down for CM Punk, Sarah Logan, CM Punk, and Sarah Logan.
You got it.
We didn't not to get this crazy going on, but we didn't talk about what's her name getting released, right? Or she's not released yet, but her contract's ending.
Who's that?
Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan.
That's Val. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, I mentioned that in the beginning of the show,
and I didn't know that until now.
I didn't know that until, I mean, I found that out, I think, today, that she was released from the WWE.
Well, she's not officially released, but her contract is not going to be renewed.
Yeah, her contract will be renewed, but she's done. I mean,
right. So they were supposed to bring her back as part of the comeback for the War Kings.
Yeah.
And it just never materialized. So it's a shame.
There's not much there.
Well, the War Raiders. Yeah, they were
War Raiders. My bad.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and then they went through like a gimmick change because the Viking thing was not working for them, so they did something else, and they're
doing really good right now.
They are.
I mean, they're back to their like original. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, you know, up Tripp's ass for, you know, the releases, but I'll give them this, man. I mean, putting the War Raiders back, you know, with their, you know, original name from the indies, you know, because you can't do war because Raw is war and war is Raw and whatever.
Which is funny because every time they come out, that's exactly what Pat McAfee says. Raw is war.
Right.
You know, so.
Right.
But they don't need her anymore. I mean, they don't need her. She would have been lost in the fold, and they don't know what to do with her. So the easiest thing to do is just release her.
Yeah. I mean, she was a good valet while they were, you know,
definitely
all gimmicked up, but yeah.
Let's get into my picks for Money in the Bank. And we go with Solo Sikoa versus LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus El Grande Americano, also known as Chad Gable, for the Money in the Bank ladder match for a men's championship match contract. You know, I'm kind of torn. I really thought that it was going to be CM Punk and not El Grande. But
Big CM Punk. Big CM Punk.
Shut up. But then, who's also getting a massive push is Penta. Penta is getting a big push. But honestly, I'm going to give this one to Seth Rollins, man. I think that he's going to have, because he's going to have that upper hand. You know,
I think all four of us picked Seth, and I think it was too obvious of a choice. He's not winning, by the way.
Seth is not winning.
I think it's too obvious of a choice.
So
I don't see him win.
Going to win? Who do you think?
I'm not sure. I mean, I picked Seth Rollins, so I can't change it.
Well,
We've all picked Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but I feel like it's almost too obvious. He's such a big name compared to everybody else on that match. But he's got so many other side quests going on with CM Punk, Jay, and everybody else. Like,
did you listen to Sami Zayn's promo with CM Punk? Why he said it was important for CM Punk to win the qualifying match for the Money in the Bank, to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, is because if Seth Rollins wins it, he's going to have the upper hand, and it's not going to be an enjoyable place for the WWE anymore. That's what Sami Zayn said, which is why I'm picking Seth Rollins, because exactly what Sami Zayn said tonight.
Well, that also gives you a clear indication that CM Punk and Sami is going to do whatever they can to make sure he doesn't win at Money in the Bank.
Well, I probably, but then you also, you have Seth's boys that are going to come out and play backup to Seth. So I'm picking Seth, man. I think Seth is gonna get this. Well, I think that return could happen. I don't know exactly, but I think that return could happen. And if it does, then I'm going with Penta.
I would love to see Penta with that briefcase.
I would love to see Penta with that briefcase. I don't know if it'll happen. I think it might be just a little too early for Penta. But, dude, I'm saying, man.
The thing you have to remember is everyone is assuming that this is the group. But we don't know that. And, yeah, maybe Roman does come out to help Punk and Sammy at Money in the Bank, but that doesn't mean that somebody else can't come out to help Seth in addition to Braun and Bronson.
And what if we're all wrong and say that, when we're saying that Roman's going to come out and help CM Punk, not get Seth to get the briefcase, and then Seth or Rollins, Roman Reigns. Yeah, thank you. Roman Reigns turns around and turns on everyone else and sides with Seth. You don't know. I don't know. It's the WWE. It's Triple H era. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going with Seth on the Money in the Bank ladder match for the men's contract. For the women's, though, between Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vaquer. Dude, they're pushing Stephanie Vaquer to the moon. But, I mean, like I think it was Max that just said there's 3 people on here that are former NXT that they are absolutely pushing because they want the young blood. They want Roxanne Perez. They want Julia. They want Stephanie Vaquer. Mm-hmm. As much as I would like to see Alexa Bliss win that ladder match and get that Money in the Bank contract, I don't know if that's in her cards. I think Alexa Bliss, and people are probably going to hate me for this, but I think Alexa Bliss came back so that she could put the younger talent over. And so that's why I'm going with Stephanie Vaquer.
Stephanie's not in the match.
What? Stephanie Vaquer. We just said you
picked her.
No, he picked Naomi, but Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the visual, and she wasn't in the updated picture. Never mind. Oh. Sorry.
Grandpa.
Sorry. My bad.
You want to change your pick?
Who did I pick?
You picked Naomi.
I picked Naomi. Why did I pick? Oh, that's right. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, no, I'm not changing.
You said something about you said
You know what?
Revolution.
You know what? This
God
is a
damn.
tribute show to fucking R-Truth, and Jaybone is playing the fucking part perfect. Jaybone.
Wow.
We're gonna start calling him J-Truth from here on out.
He's not playing. That's the problem.
What's up?
J-Truth, maybe.
God. Okay. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul tag team match. I'm going with Rhodes and Uso because yeet.
Yeah.
Don't you me, sir. And finally, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. Last chance match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. If Lynch loses, she can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lyra holds it. And if Valkyria loses, she'll be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch is the better woman. This one is going to be hard, man, because I look at Becky. She's back. Yeah, that's cool. Lyra, I looked this up. Lyra, approximately 150 days. That's how long Lyra has held the championship for, the title.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. Started on January 13th, according to Wikipedia, and her reign, as of right now, is approximately 150 days.
I mean, for someone that just came up from NXT within the last year and holding a brand new title, that's
not bad.
That's perfect.
Previously held the NXT Women's Championship from October 24th, 2023 to April 6th, 2024 for a total of 165 days. So
it's good.
She is money, but is it time for Becky to knock her off her pedestal? No. I had Becky put down here, and I'm going against everything, and I'm changing it to Lyra. I think Lyra will retain. I think it's going to be a hell of a battle. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be definitely going to be match of the night, but I think Becky's going to put her over, and Lyra retains for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And again, that is because of the whole new blood thing. The new blood coming into the WWE. They really want to highlight new blood. I think Lyra's got Becky's card on that.
I think we're all forgetting one thing here in this match, and this is why I should have probably picked Lyra. Is it too late?
Max, it's up to you, bud.
No, the pay-per-view the PLE hasn't started yet, so if you want to switch to Lyra, you can.
I'm gonna switch to Lyra.
Why?
Because we're forgetting one person, and that's Bayley.
Oh yeah.
And Bayley was attacked, right? Mm-hmm. And we never really, there's been stories that she was written off for that show. But somebody had to attack her. There has to be a story to progress out of this, unless they're just totally done with Bayley, which I don't see that happening, right? And who came in her place?
Becky.
Yeah. Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is ultimate heel. I feel like the only way she would have the momentum to move forward, because the Intercontinental title for the women's does not matter, let's be honest here, is to be eliminated by Bayley. So yeah, let's go with Lyra on that match.
Okay.
Just don't pick Nia Jax.
Who?
What?
Huh? Oh, stop it. Well, that is our picks for Money in the Bank. That's coming to you live from Los Angeles, from the Intuit Dome on Saturday, this coming Saturday. And we will be back here to review the entire PLE just to see how well we did. And you at home need to be taking notes, because whoever you choose for SummerSlam, whichever Rambler you want to roll with as far as our picks go, could score you some merchandise, some free merchandise, and score you an opportunity to record an intro for us at the Ramblers. So make sure that you're taking your notes down and you're doing your homework on who who's got the better picks, because that guy over there, my best friend, he is taking all of us down. He's keeping score on everybody, and he's gonna let you know who you need to roll with, which is me. You totally should roll.
Just to give everybody a heads up, Max. What was the last show we predicted? Last 2 shows.
We had a big weekend. We did TNA, which I already admit that I don't know enough about. And I also pointed out that I do better on the WWE shows. And then we had Battleground.
Yeah. And look, I know that
Didn't I go flawless?
I know that I wasn't strong in my picks, but you know who wasn't stronger? That guy down there.
Jaybone.
You can't possibly go flawless when you, and I quote, who gives a shit, LOL, for a match. That automatically.
That's a fucking good pick, Max. What do you mean? You can't choose who gives a fuck?
So, just so everybody understands this, we just did our predictions for Money in the Bank. Up next, we have Night of Champions, June 28th. We have NXT's Great American Bash, July 12th.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Main Event on July 12th as well.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution on July 13th. Heat Wave on sometime in July or August.
Heat Wave?
That may take place the same weekend as SummerSlam. It may not. That's NXT, yes. And then August 2nd and 3rd is SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium. So we only have, I'm not going to count Heat Wave since they haven't confirmed the date yet. 1, 2, 3, 4 events between now and SummerSlam. So be paying attention and thinking about who you want to pick.
Which Rambler do you want to roll with for your SummerSlam predictions? You want to choose the guy that is doing everything, right? He has the golden voice, as Max always points it out.
If you choose me, whether you win or lose, you get free weed.
You can't.
So
You can't coerce them with weed, man.
I can't.
No,
that's bullshit.
You don't have fucking marijuana just hanging around. So no.
Listen, Baron, let me let you know a little secret, okay? Because you'd have to send that across state lines, and you don't have the legal licensing to send it across state lines.
It's not
legal. Max, I've been in this game for 20 years of my life. There's many ways we can send that across state lines. Of course not, Feds. If you're watching, I apologize. I go to church on Sunday, and I'm a great person. Please don't arrest me. And I like Pringles.
Yeah. That is going to wrap up the show for today, a Manic Monday.
I'll share my Pringles with you.
Oh, I'm sure, Baron, I'm sure you're excited about that one. His big tube. Anyway, speaking of you, Baron, how can they follow you, sir, on the socials?
You guys know where to find me.
Yep.
Find me on Twit, X, whatever we're calling it.
Yep.
At Scumbag Jordan with 3 ends.
Yep, absolutely. And Max Magius, how can they follow you?
All right, if you want to follow the wrestling account, it is at Max Magius. If you want to follow the other podcast, it's at Our Shots Podcast. You can listen to that anywhere you get your podcasts, or you can go to random-shots.net. And as always, please, 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 he keeps messaging me and saying, yes, send him complaints. Please send all of your complaints to Deactivated Styles, as it says right here on my screen. When I go back to full screen,
can I send Styles a message and complain about Jaybone?
Yeah, please do. He wants all the complaints.
Awesome. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
But I'm the head of PR, so
not anymore.
Yeah. No.
We ousted you from that weeks ago. Yeah. We just didn't want to tell you because we didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Who the fuck would have put him in charge of public relations?
Well, technically he did. He put himself in charge of public relations.
We're revoking that fucking license.
especially after
report him to the board of fucking Wisconsin. Should never allow that a license again.
Especially after tonight's show.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Speaking of you, Jaybone, how can we follow you?
You can find me on that other little show called Total Nonstop Impact, where we cover all things TNA. And you can also find me on the old Twitter box at Jaybone5150.
And you can follow the show on Facebook, Ramblers Unleashed. Find us, search for us, shoot us a like, and shoot us a message, and tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you think of Jaybone. We will definitely share your comments about Jaybone. And we're also on X at The Ramblers Pod. You can follow us there. And please, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button, and there is in the comments section below, there are some links that you should check out. Not only is there Jaybone's store, there's our store too. And again, Jaybone, the GoFundMe page.
Yeah, for the deathmatch wrestler Jeff Cannonball, and help him in his fight against ALS. That link is in the description.
Absolutely. Go click that and donate if you can. And if not, put them in your prayers and keep them in your thoughts. And in the meantime, we will not be here on Tuesday, but we will be back on Saturday night right after Money in the Bank is off the air. We're going to come back in here and we're going to review it for you. Let's see who predicted it correctly. I'm kind of excited about this, guys, just to see if I got them all right, because I'm excited, and his points don't matter. His points don't matter at all. Not at all. No. So until then, please enjoy professional wrestling no matter what you watch, whether it's AEW, whether it's TNA, whether it's WWE, even if it's AAA. Enjoy it. Love it for what it is. And we'll come back in here on Tuesday. Tuesday, Jaybone, you hear me? Tuesday.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Not tomorrow. Tuesday, next Tuesday.
Oh.
And we will ramble about it. Max, please pick up your weapon. And yeah, you see that? Act right. Okay.
Mine's bigger.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're out.
More tasty.
Thanks for tuning in to Ramblers Unleashed.
Bye.
Follow the show on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the bell icon for notifications of upcoming episodes.
Put your big tube away.
I can finally open this. What? Oh, sorry.